Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nullius mod. This is Otaku's Showboat. Last time we met, we set up copper processing. We started mining and processing copper in an arbitrary location that I decided that I would just put down a copper patch with my wonderful rocket launches giving me the occasional the occasional thingy. Apparently these things have kills. Okay. Sure. They must destroy like rocks and such when they land. That's a thing. I'm gonna need a few more of these because as far as I'm aware, things like the life seeding is also through drone launchers. You launch drones to locations where you want the quote unquote life seeded. So that will be a thing going forward. Looks like I've got a couple of iron, a bauxite, and still the 10 uranium. We may or may not get to the uranium today. Just so we are clear with that, what I do want to do is get this station online. I'm going to delete that entire iron patch. It's only 200 some odd million. It's not like these other wonderful patches out yonder. I really, because I have the ability to just drop infinity iron wherever I want, it really doesn't matter anymore. Just like this being only 8.8 in this really small area, that's still quite a bit of copper, even for that small area. Like that, I can work with that quite well. It's absolutely glorious, and I have requested these things at my mall. I have expanded out the trains and the train stations in here, and I now have a bunch of boxes of copper sheets and wires. So today we are going to make use of the copper sheets and the copper wires. So the copper wire box. Fine, copper wire. We're gonna likely deal with boxes, although I may unbox for these modules here. The boxed version of this is used for the much better Logic Circuit Box 2 recipe. I absolutely want to do this particular Logic Circuit 2 recipe. It will save me so much aluminum over time. Like, it's astronomical the amount of stuff will save by doing this recipe here overall. Now, it will use monosilicon rather than polycrystalline, so that's a thing. Yeah, I've got a few buildings here, small assemblers. It's also done in a nanofabricator, which has an extra module slot compared to the other standard assembling machines making these logic circuits. So not only do you replace the large amount of wires with copper instead, you're also doing it in a building that is just flat out better because it has 4 module slots. And we're gonna probably do this right over here. I mean, it's a bit of a flight time for this. Oh, also, yeah, we can make these now. We can just make these now. It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think I've set a few of this up. Memory circuit box 2. It's just that until you get the logic circuit upgrade, it's not as useful. Otherwise, I think that being the biggest thing here, give me modules, 4 modules each. Each one makes a half a box a second. That's 2.5 logic circuits a second each. That's like nothing for the, well, that's the material cost is like basically nothing for the stuff that you're getting out here. It's really, really nice. I absolutely want to unbox these into logic circuits. That's not the right thing. Into logic circuits. Into that. Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Now I will need to box monocrystalline silicon. Because I'm not making it in its boxed state at the moment. So just bring me a bunch of 0.08. Like, that's 0.4 per second to make 2.5 logic circuits. Like, we can compare that to the standard logic circuit recipe. Oh yeah, we've got all of the things. Ooh boy, I'll need to set up processors. But where are those logic circuits at? Right there. If we look at this at one building, if we look at like rough equivalent 2.4, 2.5, that's 1.6 polycrystalline and 2.4 plastic. Well, 0.16 times 5 is 0.8. So it's less plastic. It's, you know, a different item in the monocrystalline silicon, but we're still talking 0.4 monocrystalline silicon compared to 1.6 polycrystalline silicon. Yeah, that I'll take that. Now the graphite 0.08, that's also down. That's half the graphite. Like, duh. Of course I'm going to use these wire boxes. Especially when I'm making like 18 of the suckers. Just give me argon. I need standard argon. I'm pretty sure we've got N amount of argon. Yes, there is N amount of compressed argon that I am using. From this build, it is behind a relief valve to get rid of the excess, and I am making use of this compressed argon. I do need to uncompress said argon. Decompress said argon. There we go. Glorious argon. Gib stuff. Oh, really? I think I need to box plastic as well. Which, there's some irony there, because I've made plastic through making boxed plastic already, so I've unboxed the plastic to put it onto the trains, and then I'm boxing it again. Oh boy. Maybe I should just move boxed and then unbox what I need of it, but oh well. Oh wells. I've got plenty of bots to do what I need anyway. Does not matter at all. And the great thing is that this is going to completely replace all of these. All of these are completely replaced now. They do not need to exist. I will get rid of all of the requester chests on these. Not, well, I guess these providers, sure, because they're empty, but I've got some provider chests up here that are like 1.5k. They're full provider chests, since I don't need those anymore. I could have sworn I was doing the memory circuit argon somewhere. Could have sworn I was doing the memory circuit one. There it is. There it is, right there. That's my primary memory circuits now. So if there's another memory circuit array, that can also die in favor of the better memory circuit array. Setup. Let me get a little bit more of that. Let me get a bit more of that. Right down here. Get rid of that. Do. Yeah, because this is very, very similar. Oh, you need logic circuit boxes. So that means I have a building that's boxing logic circuits. As well. Yeah. I'm not gonna need that anymore. That's a little dumb to have in the same system boxing and unboxing of the exact same thing. Yeah. Same outputs. We'll be fine. We'll be really good, actually. This is just a trace amount of argon as well, effectively. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent change / addition to the base, making use of some of my copper. Next comes the blue circuits. Ah, yes, that's right. The bluest of blue circuits. I need these. I will make these through this recipe. And those. Now, I'm going to need these blue processors to get the better productivity modules. So just bearing that in mind here. Oh boy. Doink. 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 Request. Now, I should have everything but those two, because I need to, of course, unbox those two, which I will do right here. It is time. Oh yeah, there's also... Oh god, there's also the insulated wire recipe. Ooh, yeah, there's that too. Right, I sort of forgot about that. What are we doing? We are unboxing that and that. Doink, doink. There we go. We should be good now. This makes 0.1. I'm gonna need a few of those. That's 6. 7, 8, 9. Blah. That's 11, but whatever. Trim. And that is that. Thank you, robots, for all of your stuff. How much oxygen? Compressed oxygen? Do I have compressed oxygen? Anywhere nearby. Yes. Yes, I do. Well, wouldn't you know it? I actually have the stuff. Here. Is right there. And then how about helium? This is helium as helium. And not as compressed helium. Ta-da! Ahem. Why am I not productivitying? Like, this is such a trace thing. Why am I not productivitying? Like, all of this needs productivity. But it also needs the speed, right? Doesn't it? How many of these? What? Why did I do 13? 13, 12.27. 12 into 11.3 compressed. Well, I think it's okay because I'm now making processors. I have processors now. Excellent job. The processors are moving. Minus heat pipe 3s, but whatever. Yeah, we are limited by the heat pipe 3s right now. This is fine. This is very fine. Let's limit those. Just a bit. Ah, glorious logic circuits. I am loving the logic circuits. We're not really limited by the helium, I think. Yeah, we're not limited by the helium. We are in fact limited by the heat pipe 3s. I need 0.8 per second to maintain one processor 3. We got processor 3s. Well then, that unlocks the vast majority of new things. Not even kidding. Why do you now need night vision 3 and levitation field 2s? How fast are you? 60. Base speed. How fast are the bot 3s? I actually have to go to the bot 3s to see the difference. Not like I can make them right now anyway because I'm waiting on that tech. What are you? Oh, heat pipe 3s. You're waiting on heat pipe 2s. Of course you are. So you go 20 and 10. So you go 30. You go 30, and these go 60. 6 plus 2 versus 6. So it's an extra plus 2 cargo capacity, and they go twice as fast. Yeah, I'll want those. I will want those. When am I going to need uranium? Enriched uranium. It goes directly into fission cells, excuse me. I only need it when I'm making antimatter traps for antimatter. Now, this mechanic, as far as I can tell based off of how I've read the tooltip for this antimatter trap, you put it into a fusion plant, and it has to, like, use the fuel value of the trap. So it's like you have to use a gigajoule of power produced from a fusion plant, nuclear power plant, in order to actually get the used product, which will be antimatter, which is interesting. It's the opposite of what I was expecting it to be. To be honest, I was expecting to have to like spend a gigajoule or a gigawatt of power to like fill the trap with antimatter. Like I was expecting to spend energy directly on the thing, but it's almost as if it's like your base has to use energy to get the thing in the first place. So, whatever. So we're not going to worry about the uranium pretty much anytime soon. Ooh, I have another copper. Hey, how glorious. I have another copper. Where's my copper mine? Here. Go here, my beautiful minions. Or minion in this case. Get launched. Yeah, I need more titanium as well. There's a bit of a lack of ingots at the moment. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's just I'm using all of the ingots that I'm making. I think I'm just using it all as I make it, and I need to scale this up more. Definitely need to upgrade those modules. Speaking of modules, it's time for more. Is time for more modules. The newest of the newest modules. Oh boy. Hello, glorious modules. I can get the max levels now on everything. The problem is that these are going to need electrical prototypes. Everything is going to need that haste module 4, isn't it? Or electrical prototypes. Oh, I don't want you. I do not want you. I want you, which needs the speed module 4, which needs the electrical prototypes. Great job, game. Great job. Why no yield module 3s? Eh? Like, that's you. That's you. Oh, it needs these. A lot more of these, so it's... Yeah, it's limited by the efficiency. Need more efficiency modules. Need more efficiency modules. Ah, that's gonna need you. Alright. This is not an insurmountable problem. I apparently have 1,500 stored. Well, alrighty then. Oh look, it's copper wires. More rocket launching! Gotta love the loudness of the rocket launching. I'm no longer going to request those, and I'm no longer going to request those. Go away, all of you. I don't want them. Oh, frick, efficiency. Please be productive. as productive as you can be. I just threw a stack of modules in the thing. That will be the last, unless I do need yield module for something. Unless I need the yield module for something, he says. Knowing that, of course, there's going to be a need for it. And that's gonna eat these. Frick. Get limited vastly. Vastly limit. Thanks. So in order to maintain my electrical prototypes, I am going to need to do a change over here. EU. Electrical prototypes. Bring me. Where do these live again? I always forget. Bring me these. When I have them. I think I have them. Yes, they are on their way. They are on the way. Because I have plenty stored. The limiting factor at current appears to be the actual space science. The actual space science is the limit right now for the processing. I have enough of all of the others, enough production of all of the others. So there we go. Now we have modules. Oh gosh, you are crafting one, which means I got one of these. Productivity 7. Now, in a nano fabricator, if I were to use these, that would be a 4% difference over this other one. Is a 4% difference worth plus 400% energy cost and minus 80% speed? Why do I say minus 80% speed? Because the game is actually somewhat kind. The game is actually somewhat kind. If I had another one of these, I'd be able to show it. There is a floor to how slow a building can get. And that is minus 80%. It cannot go any slower than 80% of its base crafting speed. No matter how much you put in to try to reduce it further than that from the various upgrades. Meaning that if you resign yourself to needing 5 times the amount of buildings and modules as before, you don't really need to worry about making, like, offsetting the speed. You can have massive amounts of modules that reduce speed, and you'll only need times 5 the amount of buildings as needed prior. It is kind in that way to have these sorts of limits. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Ollie. Oh, he wants to get in my lap. Oh, my boy. Oh, the boy. There he is. Hello, Ollie. Ollie. He wants to rest, but I'm recording and the microphone is in the way, so unfortunately, Ollie, you can't be in the lap right now. I know. I'll give you your pets. I'll give you your pets, but you can't sleep on my lap right now. Later, okay, later. Later you can be in my lap. I need to record one more video after this. One more after this, and then we're good. That'll be Monday's video. This is Friday's video, where we're doing glorious things with modules and stuff. What's next? I don't know. Biotics, actually. Now that I have all of that, done. Just looking at what we've got here unlocked at the moment. We have access to all infrastructure that I could ever need. We don't quite have all of the techs yet for this technology level, but there's going to be a blockage where in order to progress, we're going to need to get into the biological techs. Even though they don't really unlock anything useful or required for the other stuff, like these solar panel 3s require a whole bunch of stuff we can already make. And yet it's locked behind biology 2 for whatever strange reason. Say, like, there's a whole bunch of these later techs we could take, but for needing these biological techs. It's a little frustrating, to be completely honest. There's this guy who I have queued up, Chassis 5. I could make that after I get the robotics frames. It's just, yeah, there's an infinity braking tech available now, and there's infinity mining productivity now, which is going to be infinity at 2%. That's actually pretty useful. Well, biology. This is the next thing. I'm not going to set it up as the level 3 productivity modules yet because, you know, there's pretty obvious reasons we're waiting on buffer to fill on those level 4 yields. They're going to eat up all of my level 3 productivity modules for a good while yet. So, question is... Oh my god, that's so many nanofabricators. Even at 0.05, that's one every 20 seconds. How about 0.01? Yeah, that's a little bit more reasonable. More reasonable. You're gonna need compressed methane. Out of that. Out of that. Out of that. You're gonna need oxygen and compressed oxygen. So we'll uncompress compressed oxygen out of that. Out of that. We'll need an input of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. We'll need an input of ammonia. And we'll need the prototypes and chemical samples brought in. And of course, we need the labs to process it. And there's going to be a whole bunch of additional sciences that will have various ways of getting into them, and we'll have to throw all them into the labs as well. So, let's do this. Get a pin going. How many nanofabricators in a stack? It's 20, yes. This is more than 20. So I will request another set. And I should have all of the other infrastructure for this. The fun, quote-unquote, part about this... Oh yeah, you need ECH as well. Great. The fun part about this, the interesting part is this is all being done abiotically, making biotic substances, quote unquote biotic carbon-based substances. So we are basically making life from scratch at this point. That is the interesting part. The not so interesting part is the fact that most of the biotic stuff produces at least one thing that you can't do anything with, which sucks. I mean, even in Pyanodons that has a whole bunch of outputs and inputs for things, at least it has the decency of giving you the ability to burn literally any solid item. So you don't have to worry about having, like, being forced to prioritize use of outputs. Like, I would maybe not, but might think of this setup to get heavy water and or oil, but and or amino acids, but the graphene I can't do anything with. I can kill the plastic. The plastic can die. The cellulose can die. Graphene can't. And there was a similar situation with the with something producing lithium chloride. Like, I can't do anything besides use that for batteries, and there's no way to spend batteries. It just gives you a used battery to recharge, right? So it just collects and sits. Now, you can prioritize it if you need the graphene to get into a science. You can prioritize the use of the graphene from these things, but who's to say that you're actually going to need that much? And so then you're limited by your, like, the whole system becomes limited by the rate at which you use that product that you can't get rid of in an elegant way. So, for the most part, the biotic processes are going to get completely skipped by me. I have basically zero interest in using any of the biology at this moment in time. I haven't looked at everything across the board, but generally speaking at the moment, the only thing I'm going to do with the biology is simply complete the mission objectives. That's all we're going to do with the biology, is just complete the mission objectives. That is it. That is all. And we'll just, like, store the byproducts and, I guess, destroy them if they back up. Just put down a bunch of warehouses for the byproduct stuff. Try to make use of something or other, but otherwise we're going to be abiotic for a lot of this. What would be an interesting mechanic would be that as you pump oxygen into the atmosphere, it changes your air filtering recipes. But I'm not going to hold out hope for that being a thing to have to deal with. Like, something that if you didn't know it's a thing that will happen when you get the oxygen in the air, that changes your all of the air filtering stuff. And it just breaks everything because you're not ready for it, and then you actually have to do the biotic stuff to do much of anything. Like, can you imagine not having to electrolyze to get to oxygen? It's just going to be in the air and just get it out of the air. Like, having the air filters produce nitrogen, oxygen, CO2, I guess, and trace gases like argon and stuff, which is more like how it actually exists in Earth's atmosphere. It's still mostly nitrogen, by the way. Like, that would be something somewhat interesting. Okay, I'm going to need a lot of inputs for this. I will have 2 solids, 3 solids. We'll start with the solids. Give me my large chest 2. These are inputs, actually. Give power. Thank you, power. I will likely load this science onto a train to process at a separate science facility, which we're not going to complete in this video. This video is likely going to be a little bit on the shorter side. I'm going to do this, like, make this train station, and then we're going to call it for the day. Pretty much. Once I've built out the stuff in this train station. And then when we next meet, I'll have all the requests put in. And we will be good to go. Yes. That's 3 solids. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4 fluids. 4 glorious and beautiful fluids. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get rid of that. Get all of... Oh. I ran out of rail. Thank you for rail. My magical being known as the locomotive. Okay. Connect all of that. Power. Power. Ta-da! I hear a dolly. Hey, my girl. She's going to the window. Walking around Ollie, who's just hanging out next to me. Resting. That is going to be the train station. Off screen, I will put all of my requests in for this train station, and when we return, it is going to be the time to build out and work on biochemistry. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show, but if you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back when I am back. And I will see you all on the next one.